Hello students. So today we will be discussing the topic shadow formation. So last class we were talking about how shadows are formed. So shadows are usually formed when the path of light are all obstructed with an opaque object. That means opaque are those objects which will not allow light to pass through them. So whenever there is a source of light, any source of light, and there is an opaque object out here, and whenever the source of light is coming, this opaque object will not let the light pass through it, so that time your shadow will be formed in the opposite direction of your light. So that is how shadows are formed. So today we are going to see some of the conditions how shadows will be formed. So first one we are going to see is when the source of light is from a point area and when the object is bigger than the source of light. Suppose let's say there is a light out here and there is a pinhole out here. That means a small area through which light can pass. And let us say this is an object. So that time the shadow of this object will be formed on this screen, something like this way. So let us denote this area by P and P dash. So the shadow of an object can be seen on the screen. So you will be finding to know that this is the object. The shadow will be much bigger than that of object. So this region will be dark in color. Like I already explained you that shadow is usually formed on the opposite side of the light. So this is a small point area through which light is passing and there is an object placed out here. So that means the shadow will be formed out here and this area will be dark. So this area is known as your umbra. Is it clear? Then this is a condition. So if we try to bring the screen towards this side, whenever we are trying to bring the screen toward this side, the shadow or your umbra will decrease. If we try to push the screen towards this side, the shadow or your umbra will increase. So this is the first condition when the source of light is from a point region and your object is bigger than the point of light. Next condition we are going to see when the source of light is bigger than that of your object. So let us say this is a source of light. Let us say this can be sun or just a normal source of light. And let us say there is an object out here. So whenever a source of light is coming, in this case you can see that the source of light is much bigger than that of the object. So this is the condition. And you see, let us say this is the screen. The screen is out here. Okay, let's say another screen is out here. So at this point, you find that your umbra is formed somewhere out here. That means your shadow is formed somewhere out here. And let us say there is another region out here. Let us assume that this region is P dash and this region is P, Q, this one is Q dash. So this region out here which you can see, which I made with the dotted line, this region is known as your penumbra. This region is known as your penumbra. So as compared to umbra, this region is usually much lighter. That means you have some light spot in this area. This region P dash is usually dark in color. Let's say this is the region where light cannot pass. So again, this is the screen one. Let us say this is the first screen, this one. So I am pushing the first screen towards this side. Let us make this point 1 dash. So if I try to push the screen towards the back side, I am surprised to know that no umbra will be formed, but your penumbra will be existing out there. There will be a point where there will just be a small dot of umbra, and they might come a point, if you again push the screen at this side, there might come a point where your umbra will not exist, but your penumbra will be out there. So one great example of this condition would be the shadows of aeroplane or any flying object. Let us say, I am giving you an example. Let us say this is the sun, and let us say this might be an aeroplane flying. So same way, the rays of the sun will be falling on the aeroplane. So while an aeroplane or helicopter is flying in the air, why can't we see the shadow of the aeroplane or the helicopter on our ground? So this might be a question. So this example is the best example which can explain why can't we see the shadow of aeroplane or the helicopter flying in the air. Same thing will happen. The reason is because of the distance of object and the source of light. Sun, like I said, the source of light is very much bigger, and the aeroplane will be something like this. That means the object will be much smaller, and the distance between them will also be bigger. So this, like the earth, the land on which we live, will be acting like the screen. So the distance between the aeroplane and the earth, or let's say the distance between the earth, distance between the screen and the object, if we try to increase, you will find that umbra is not formed. Same way, the distance between the aeroplane and the earth. Okay, let us draw a diagram out here. Something like this. This is your aeroplane and this is the sun. So something like this will happen. Because the distance between aeroplane and earth is very much high, that's why we cannot see the shadows of the aeroplane out here. Same way, in this way. Same way I explained you out here. If you try to push the screen this side, there will come a point where your umbra will not be formed. That is, the umbra means the shadow, the dark portion. Same way, because the distance between aeroplane and earth is very much large, that's why you will not find the shadows. But some of the examples, like any bird is flying near the ground. Suppose this is the ground, any bird is flying near the ground, that time you will be able to see the shadow. Why? Because the distance between the object and the screen is very much small. That time we might be able to see the shadow of the object. So this is the another condition. Now next condition which we are going to see is when the object is bigger than the source. Okay, now this is the third condition which we are seeing. So this is the source of light, and this is the object, and this is the screen out here. So let us say this P dash area, P and P dash area, this is your dark area known as your umbra, and these two regions are known as your penumbra. These are the regions. So in this condition, what will happen? If we try to move the screen, this side, you will find that the umbra will also increase and your penumbra will also increase. And if you try to pull the screen towards this side, that time you will find that your penumbra will also decrease and your umbra will also decrease. So this is the third condition where your object will be bigger than the source of light. So with this we finish the chapter here. Now later on we will be seeing some questions related to the chapter. Thank you.